Hey guys, all right, video number 3. In this one, we're going to be looking at kind of like the macro factors and the trajectory that this thing is going to be taking. Video number 2 had the strategy. This one's kind of like the current vibe of the marketplace and what I'm predicting will happen. So the Beeple auction currently is happening on Christie's. This is the first ever NFT to be auctioned on Christie's or a traditional art house. First NFT only. Now, Robert Alice had a piece. The first one with an NFT and a physical. This one is the first digital piece only. So this has a very historical significance to the history of NFTs, which hasn't even played out yet. So current bid is $4 million. I'm expecting this to go for 7, 10, probably more. I think between the 10 to $15 million range. That being said, what's going to happen is something like B20. So B20 is a token that MetaPurse used. MetaPurse, if you guys haven't been following the Beeple stuff, they came in, they bought the first 20 one-of-one edition Beeple pieces. This was auctioned before, back in the day, before Beeple was kind of this blown up, and so they bought them for like $100,000 each, and then they locked those 20 up. They spent about $2.5 million. They locked them all up in a kind of vault type thing, and they issued an ERC20 token of B20. So B20 kind of represents those 20 pieces, right? So the higher Christie's auction goes, technically the higher that valuation is. And because it's an easier investment bridge to something Beeple related, I think it's going to bring in a lot of volume. So it's gone up 40% in the same day. And I think as the Beeple auction continues and we see like $5-10 million plus, that B20 token is going to go nuts. That's my opinion. And so I've invested accordingly. So there's that happening. And I think also Christie's, which has it's going to be a lot on the radars of traditional art collectors. They're going to be like, what the hell's going on here? Digital stuff. They're going to get involved and probably maybe start allocating a percentage of their funds towards NFT artists. So that's really cool. Future funds, so venture funds are out there that are now allocating a percentage of their investing in this space, in the NFT space, whether it be equity, crypto, etc. Some of that is going to go into NFTs and artists. So I think that's also going to bring some money to the table. And yeah, I just think it's the start of something huge, guys. I think just think about it. Like, where is it going to go? What happens in the traditional art collecting world? There's multiple artists, thousands and thousands of artists globally that are successful and have a collector base that buy their art and hang them on walls. In the digital world, these walls are going to be virtual, maybe physical digital screens, but there's still going to be a desire to collect a piece of the artist. And I also think what's happening is that these early NFTs that we are selling, they're actually game items and future project items. And the reason I say that is if you go to Decentraland wearables, all right, so if you go to OpenSea or you go to Decentraland, you get clothes which they look like this, or the image looks like this, but in Decentraland, when you wear them, they're actually clothing items. So you can see how NFTs visually, what we're seeing right now are just images and GIFs in the art world being sold as NFTs. But games and projects like Decentraland can actually integrate them into their games because they're NFTs. Remember, they live in a digital wallet, which if you're logged into in different projects, you're kind of taking your wallet assets across to multiple games that can read that you have that in your wallet and say, hey, Maddie, you have Ferocious shoes. All right, great. That NFT in our game is actually Ferocious's shoes. So how cool is that? And I think what's going to happen in the future when there's virtual projects being made, they're going to give a lot of value to these early NFTs. And I think that's a huge catalyst, and it's a big prediction. If someone doesn't make it, I will make it. I will make a freaking, I don't know, like a Decentraland city and just have like all these art pieces that you can bring in and they'll be like virtual items. But I think that's going to be the future. And in that sense, a lot of these early items, they will have value later on. That's my prediction. I think the interoperability of NFTs will take that level once these games and stuff come into fruition and people realize the interoperable kind of opportunities here. So yeah, I just think, like, that being said, invest accordingly. You got your strategy where I understand we're a lot from the cryptocurrency background where we want to buy and then flip. And that's why, we see sales, That's why we see people that buy for 2.5k and then pretty much flip it out of impatience for 2.4k because they quickly want to run off. They quickly want to run off to the crypto markets, right? Because the crypto markets are hot right now. So the markets are on fire. Like some cryptocurrencies have gone up 30-40% just today. So people want to quickly run on there and jump to there. So they're like, oh, my money's locked here. So that being said, you know, some people buy to flip, but the collectors who will buy to own, I think in time, as these artists continue to grow their career, they will continue to have collector demand for this stuff and people will come in to buy some of this stuff. So, you know, invest accordingly. Are you there to flip? If you're there to flip, you might make some good money, but long term you might lose out as some of these artists go on to become really big and some of these pieces go on to be worth a lot of money. So keep that in mind, and yeah, good luck on your investing. You know, this is very deep. We're all kind of figuring it out. I don't know exactly if my strategy is correct, but you know, it's done well for me, so it's something I will implement. Now, if you guys want to implement it, go right ahead. But remember to be critical. Remember to kind of cross-check with other people what they're doing. Trust your gut, your intuition. Train that intuition, and you'll kind of become your own art collector. And you know, share tips with us. Make a YouTube video, make a Twitter account, etc., etc. And we're all learning this together. And hopefully, this will be the start of a massive virtual world of art collecting. So yeah, have fun.